Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All of them things, all of them holiday things, happy to you. Stevie Coyle here. Mighty Fine Guitars, Friday noontime webcast. This is going to be a quick one because I got people waiting outside to come in. And I just want to I have one guitar I want to show you real quick. Making sure that things are happening here. In internet land. Thank you, Al Gore. Yes, good. Things are happening. It's a Yamamoto 12-string. I haven't had a Yamamoto in the shop for quite a while. Perhaps some of you will remember, oh, my back, will remember that years ago, there was a gentleman lived right nearby here named Tony Yamamoto who built wonderful guitars, like unto this very one. This is a Paulownia 12-string. Unlike most 12 strings, it's not huge. And unlike most 12 strings, it's light as a feather, made out of Paulownia wood, which is an Indonesian wood, I believe, that I had never heard of before Tony introduced it to me. And in true, whatever that's called, Joshua Tree effect, where you've never heard of something, and then you hear of it 2 or 3 times right in a row, Tony said, I'm going to be building some guitars out of Paulownia. I found this wood. I think it's really great. Is that overdriving again? It's loud. It's a little guitar, and it weighs nothing. And Paulownia, back, front, top, sides, everything is Paulownia. The neck is Ashua, which I don't know what that is either, but it's a nice stiff neck wood. And this guitar is used. Tony moved away. He used to bring me these fabulous guitars that were full of innovations. He used the Manzer wedge to great effect, where this part of the guitar is skinnier than that part of the guitar down there. So it kind of faces up to you. That makes it easier on your elbow and shoulder to get around the guitar. And he beveled a lot of everything on guitars sometimes. There was a bevel here at the breast, here at the arm, sometimes at the knee. This one is just a square 12-string guitar, kind of nothing fancy. But full of that 12-string ringy goodness. Hang on, folks. I'll be right there. They're banging down the doors here at Stevie's, Crazy Stevie's Guitar Emporium. And I haven't even changed the strings on this one. They're prehistoric. But you know, on a 12-string, changing the strings is kind of one of these things. They're so shimmery to begin with. Sometimes the shimmer factor gets wildly out of control when you change strings. But I think I think we're up next to, mechanical metal fatigue on some of these strings. But even with prehistoric strings, the guitar sounds fantastic. So here it is, folks. It's going to be in the 3s somewhere. It's a 12-string, Tony Yamamoto, elegant headstock, Paulownia back and sides. I'll post a little bit about Paulownia. It's got some dings on it. It's been played, which is great. And it's, what year are we here? This was from 2014. Short scale, 24.9-inch scale, so it's nice, easy under the left hand. Top, back, and sides, Paulownia. Nitro lacquer, light gauge strings, completed on April 6th of 2014. How about that? I miss Tony. Tony was a great builder. He moved back to Japan. And when he was getting ready to move, I said, Tony, do you think you're going to keep building when you move back to Japan? He said, oh, no, Stevie. I have, and I thought he was joking, I have 60-year-old man shoulder. And I thought, what's that? He said, it happens to Japanese guys. I have to take him at his words, unless he was just completely pulling the wool over my eyes. He said, 60 years old, your shoulders give out. If you've been doing manual labor during your lifetime, shoulders give out. You can't work anymore. Okay. And then I had occasion to speak with him a few years later about something else. And I said, Tony, any chance you're going to continue building now that you're back in Japan? He said, no, shoulder. Okay. So let me see if we got some folks happening here. And I'll play it for just a second. Oh, thank you. You noticed my new Pendleton. Thank you very much. I'm inordinately proud of wearing it. I just love it. Sounds like a 12-string. Full of that jingle, jangle, jingle, I'll come following you. Really got to let these folks in, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Friday Noontime Webcast, all 2.5 minutes of it. Stay tuned. Tune in again next week. Yeah, please stay tuned in until next week. Tune in next week. I have no idea what's going to come through the door, but stuff comes in and goes out all the time. There's lots of turnover here. So, with that in mind, comments and questions. I'll post a little bit more about Paulownia down below in the thread here. Do feel free to pass this along to friends and family that you think might be interested. And I give guitar lessons. Some of you may have gotten new guitars for Christmas. Congratulations. And I would be happy to give you guitar lessons one of two ways. Either three ways. Here in the shop in Lafayette, California, online via Zoom, Skype, or FaceTime, which work really great. Unless you're an absolute beginner, that works just fine. We can't play together, but there's lots of instruction that can go on. And the only time I really super need to be in the room with a player is when they're brand new and I need to be there to kind of wrestle their fingers around on the fingerboard personally. So there's that, private lessons that way, and I give fingerstyle guitar lessons on pegheadnation.com, which is a wonderful organization that gives lessons, instruction, reviews in all kinds of instruments. All kinds of stringed instruments show up there on Peghead Nation, like the peg head of a guitar, pegheadnation.com, Peghead Nation, one term, and private lessons. So hit me up. Let me know. New Year's resolutions? Let's get cracking on those New Year's resolutions made in 1989 to play the guitar. Be glad to help you out. If you're a beginner, unless you're an absolute beginner, if you're just kind of starting off on your guitar journey, let me help you out. I love working with beginners. People say, oh, you've been playing guitar for so long. You don't want to work with a beginner like me. I love working with beginners. Beginners, you folks make bigger jumps all at once. You start off a lesson at this level and suddenly you jump to this level. That slows down as you get more advanced. So I love being there selfishly because I get a huge kick out of vicarious thrill out of being there when those things happen. So beginner or not, hit me up for lessons. Fingerstyle is a specialty, but to a certain point I can teach almost any kind of style. Alternate tunings, let me know if I can help out. I'm letting these folks in, folks. Come into the shop yourself. I'm open regular hours through the holidays. And this is your old pal Stevie Coyle here at Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, signing off down the road. Happy New Year. Ho, ho, ho.